Hey everybody, it's week 14, it's playoff time. Before we get started, something I want to get off my chest. Looked up the word integrity in the dictionary, the state of being whole, adherence to moral principles. You look up a little further and you see a picture. Yeah, there he is, right there, under integrity, Tim Tebow. No, I'm talking about Dan Ariely, a guy who fixes my computers at 10 o'clock at night. That is the word integrity. Then I looked up the word weasel, a cunning, sneaky person, to evade an obligation or a duty. I looked up a picture there. There you go, right there. There's the definition of weasel in the dictionary. Look a little further down, you see Reggie Bush. Yeah, man, if he just would have paid off the guy that helped his parents get a house, USC would be playing for a title game probably about now. All right, let's get over now to week 14. It's playoff time. This is what the season's all about. We lace up our shoes every day to get out there and play and go for the playoffs. It's time for playoffs where young kids can have dreams come true. It's week 14, the playoffs in the All-Star League. Meanwhile, over in the West, Don and the Truants are drinking a beer, and they're going to wait and play the winner of Ernie versus the Mustangs. They played last week. The Mustangs got the victory. Can they get the victory this week? No. We predict the Jets are going to take down the Stangs, and here's why. MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers, of course, but we like Michael Turner to destroy and score at least 2 touchdowns this week in his matchup against Carolina, a weak rushing defense. Rodgers will have a nice game. Turner, Blunt will score as well. And the deep Jets team is going to bust into the high 60s this week. The Stangs are not going to be an easy game, though. They're going to have their own nice matchups coming into this game. Tim Tebow is not going to score this week against the Bears. He will get some rushing yards. We don't think Helu is going to get much against New England, but we do like Sean Green to score. Green Ellis as well versus Washington. We like Jordy Nelson and Graham to score this week. We think the Mustangs will make it tight, but we don't think they're going to win. Meanwhile, over in the East, Mitch is sitting there, perfect season gone. He lost it by 1 point as Maurice Jones-Drew sat on 97 yards. Jay is going to play this week against the Sharks, a repeat of the game 2 weeks ago. Jay and Eli have now won twice against the Sharks. We think it's going to be 3 times. What about Bob is going to win, and here's why. Yeah, Rob Gronkowski, the guy is just massive touchdown man, and we think that this is going to be a big week for the overall point leader right now. That's right, you heard it. Stafford's going to have a nice game against Minnie. Foster will get in the end zone, and Gore a monster game against Arizona, a weak rushing D. And Gronkowski, touchdown and the bonus yards as well. But again, this is going to be a tight game. The Sharks have a very good team, and they've got some nice matchups of their own. Phillip Rivers is coming into his own. He should score 3 touchdowns in the bonus, and Rice should have a huge game against Indy. It's all Rice for Baltimore right now. McCoy is always good for a score. Can Percy Harvin continue his climb? I'm not sure if he can against Detroit this week, but we'll see. Speaking of overall points, what about Bob is now on top. For the first time since week 4, the Jets are in second place, not in first. The Sharks and the Chiefs are right there, clinging to the hope that they can somehow make it into the point race. And now for that bottom feeder spot, the biggest loser of all, the Hellcats have that first pick wrapped up. Is it McCoy? Is it Foster? The second pick seems to be a battle between the Chips and Les Longer. But let's face it, look at the guys who are going to follow in line. There's a lot of good picks. I don't know why anybody's chasing. And now that brings me back to this league. It's been together a long time, 17 years. Back when Mike Perdigo still had a six-pack. Mike Schaffner was under 200 pounds. Back when Dwayne Walker actually showed up to the draft, and that other guy next to him was still talking to Scott Schaffner. Yeah, this league has been around forever. We've seen kids come and go in this league. Yeah, there is Jeff Meinhardt when Ernie brought him to the very first draft, I think about 17 years ago. Yeah, back when I had hair. So what I'm telling you is that this league is going to stay together, and we're not going to give up. Peace.